So every day I wake up and I fill these 6 water bottles up. And they feel the intentions that every time that I was successful in making something good happen, these are the things that I intentionally felt inside. One of them was confidence and certainty. I was confident and certain about what the outcome was. I felt I had the chemical makeup inside me that knew beyond a shadow of a doubt what it was that I wanted to get is exactly what I was going to attract. So that's one bottle. The next one is love and happiness. I clearly was feeling love and happiness inside me. Nobody could tear me down. I loved the whole entire experience. There was nothing but joy. I had fun. So every time that you're going to experience something, you have to really make the chemicals that have you experiencing love and happiness. Then the next was abundance and prosperity. I knew that I was going to be abundant in whatever it is that I wanted to get. If it was a house that I couldn't afford, that was, way out there, to an airbrush that I couldn't afford either. They were, do I deserve it? Do I have what it takes to be able to attract any level of goodness within my heart? And it will always boil down to, am I do I have the prosperity inside me to attract those things? And I definitely felt that I do have that prosperity. So you have to make those chemicals inside you. The next one was gratitude and humanity. I definitely was very, very grateful for everything that was having. It's like if something good crosses your path, you won't know that it's good unless you're grateful for it. You can't recognize a good thing if you don't have a sense of gratitude for it. And you have to kind of understand it's a humanity type thing, that you're part of humanity and you have to be grateful for your humanity. So these are things that, another thing that I felt anytime that I made a good thing happen, and they were definitely all things that lacked when I'm experiencing a negative thing. The next one was alignment and harmony. All of this abuse, I had the perfect judge. I had the perfect lawyers. My ex-husband had the perfect lawyers. He worked for a perfect company. Everything was perfectly aligned to happen exactly the way it happened. So if this is true and there's an opposite thing going on, then there's an alignment for everything good that you want to happen. And every time that I wanted to have something good happen, I was always 100% believing in a good alignment. And yet, when anything bad was happening, I would always believe there's a lawyer out there that's not going to do the right thing. There's a judge out there that's not going to do the right thing. I always had these thoughts inside me of, there is no help out there. And then I experienced a confirmation of that because I'm viewing from that perspective. So when you have a lack of these intentions, then you will experience the negative of it. But when you are full of this and you believe in it, then you can make anything. Another one is accepting and allowing. Um, a lot of things that you perceive, when something good crosses your path and you're set to always perceive things badly, then when something good happens, you'll never recognize it. So in order to sort of be calm and see things from a different perspective, you got to kind of accept and allow what's going on. This is a good thing, I just can't see it. So these are bottles that every day, if I use as an intention, it's a routine, it's a symbol, it's a branding that I put in my own life to control my own thoughts. And this is something you can do for yourself. Just get 6 bottles yourself and write those intentions down. At the same time, I noticed that every time I was making a complaint or making an excuse, then I wasn't focused on the good intentions that I wanted to have. It seems to me that every time I was making a complaint or an excuses, those were things that I was focused on. And those were the things that I ended up creating. So I knew never to make a complaint and never make an excuse. So I put on each one of these bottles no excuses and no complaints. Now, That is another thing you got to wrap your brain around. It's not a matter of ignoring your complaints or excuses, because that means you're blocking it out, and it takes a lot more energy to block something out. It sort of is a contradiction to the accepting and allowing thing. You have to go down the path of why you're making a complaint and why you're making an excuse, and not, never be too scared to go down that path and see what's there. Like, um, what's his name? Wayne Dyer, who has cancer, that says every time your brain goes down a negative path, that's the time you're supposed to say, oops, there goes my brain again. That's not the idea. You're supposed to pay attention to why you're making a complaint and why you're making an excuse. Because everything that you complain about and make an excuse, if you're a holographic player, you're the one that's creating whatever problem and whatever excuse is out there. You see it as something is out there and is in control of you, and while you view it from that perspective, you think that you have no control. But if you view it from a perspective that you have all of the control and you can control yourself, and then it gives you a lot more power. So once you start looking at what is it that I'm doing, what is it that's making me have these complaints, then you can go down that path. Um, then there's this holodynamics, which says communicate with your problem, find out what it wants, and give it what it wants. And it's the same sort of thing with my smoking addiction. Why are you there? And I found out it's, live or die. And, how do I want to live? And I definitely don't want to live on welfare. I definitely don't want to be focused in all of the negative shit that's going on. I definitely don't want to be controlled, and say the things that other people want me to say. Need to live this life the way I want to live it. I'm telling my story. I'm sharing information that I want to share. This is something I feel passionate about. Why else do I know all of this stuff? Um, so I need to reprogram my brain. Um, it's, this process has done an awful lot, and it's brought a lot of things into my life. Although some people judging won't see it. If you see me on welfare, you'll think, okay, it's not working too good for you if you're not making that big, huge income. And it's like, somehow I've got the universe paying me the same amount that I paid when I was working in a factory destroying my arms. Now, I don't want to be living off of such a low income, but I'm getting what I need, and I was supposed to calm down. I was supposed to do a lot of healing in the past 2 years. So I took the time. I accepted and allowed the situation that was coming. The universe was providing me with what I need. And now I'm just on making another shift and going to take it sort of to a completely new level. So part of the routine or the diary, the thing that I think will be suggestive to you is if I, in my diary, show you, look at it, I look like hell, um, I really don't want to videotape me looking like hell, but here you go. You got to sort of see the worst of times. But know that I was a lot worse, and I've improved an awful lot. And in my next big shift, I do plan to do an awful lot. A lot of people won't believe it, and a lot of people come out, and it's going to be a matter of, am I going to be stronger than what's out there? I am going to perceive that everybody gets it. I am going to perceive that there is, all of this happened for a reason, and there's going to be a new career for me. Um, I am going to live in the chemicals of what I want to create. And I know that means I have to change my routines. I have to change my mind. I have to reprogram myself. And a lot of this is done on a subliminal basis, but you actually have to make the motion. So I'm going to videotape, and just by you watching some of the changes I do, it will be suggestive to you and it will affect your life. So I'm going to try every day to videotape the burning in the mornings and the afternoon, and I'm time stamping them. Hopefully videotape me filling up my water bottles. The goal is to drink from each one of these bottles within one day. It's a lot of water. It flushes out your system. And then I'm waiting for some tapes. I'm doing a 90-day program on workout program because I need to improve my health. And I think if I do more workouts, that is something my problem wants. And I'm going to videotape and tell my story. So you'll see the process.